Imagine us, sitting in the fanciest pub in England, drinking our Chateau de Joyeuse wine.
Right you are. 30 years ago we would have been lucky to have had a cup of tea.
Cold tea.
Yes, without sugar or milk.
Or tea.
In a cracked and filthy cup.
We used to be so poor that we would drink tea out of a rolled-up newspaper.
You were lucky to have a newspaper. We used to have to suck our tea out of a damp cloth.
We were poor but we were happy.
We were happy because we were poor.
Right you are. My daddy said that dollars would never buy happiness.
That's because he never had any money, the bloody beggar.
When I was young we used to live in a house with big holes in the roof.
You had a house. You were lucky. We used to live in a bottle cap. 23 of us in the middle of the ocean.
Well, I say it was a house. Actually it was a room, all 36 of us, and we had only half a floor. We had a big hole in the middle of the floor and we used to huddle next to the wall for fear we would fall in.
You were lucky. We used to live in a hallway.
Well, you were lucky. We used to live in an abandoned septic tank in the middle of the garbage dump.
You lived in a septic tank. You were lucky. We lived in a paper sack in the bottom of a toxic waste dump. Every morning we would awaken to nuclear waste being dumped on us until we glowed.
Actually, the house I was telling you about was no more than a hole in the ground, covered with twigs.
Well, you were lucky. We were evicted from our hole. We had to live in the bottom of the lake.
You were lucky to live in the bottom of a lake. There were 150 of us living in a shoebox in the middle of a road. We dreamed of living in a lake.
You were lucky to live in a shoebox. We lived in a brown paper bag. All 300 of us. Got up at 6 a.m., ate a crust of stale bread, and worked in the mills for 12 hours. When we got home Dad would beat us and put us to bed with no dinner.
Well, you were lucky. We used to get up at 3 a.m., strain the lathe clean with our teeth, eat a cup of hot gravel, work 15 hours at the mill. And when we got home our dad would beat us about the head and shoulders with a broken beer bottle and use us for kiddie litter.
We dreamed of that. We used to live in a rusty tin can in the middle of the road. 1 hour after sunset we would clean the road with our tongues, eat a handful of cold gravel and work 20 hours at the mill with no pay. When we got home our dad would cut us up with a dull Ginsu knife and use us for cheese fondue.
Well, you were lucky. That was luxury. We used to get up in the morning at 10 at night, which was half an hour before we went to bed, eat a hunk of dry poison, work 29 hours a day at the mill, and when we got home our parents would kill us and dance around our grave singing glory, glory, hallelujah.
But you tell that to the kids today and they simply don't believe you.